plans, shall we? It is the 4th of May, so we're already a few days into the month, and I have a few plans that I thought I would make a little video about. This video is inspired by the Books Unbound podcast that's run by Ariel and Raylene. I was watching their podcast a few days ago, and in it they mentioned the Mashed Potato May book challenge, which I'm really keen to participate in. So I made a little TBR, not so little, for me it's quite a challenging TBR, especially because I'm reading other books as well. And that's not everything I want to read, but I thought it would be really fun to make a little video, talk about them, and then a few more plans I have for May, which are like crafty plans, let's say. Let's start with the mashed potato books, shall we? I am really excited actually about Mashed Potato May because I have so many mashed potato books. If you've never listened to the Books Unbound podcast, I highly recommend it. It's one of my favorite podcasts. It's one of the only podcasts that I listen to pretty much every time a new episode comes out. A mashed potato book is a book that you have been excited to read for a very long time and that you've had on your TBR for a while, but you still haven't gotten around to it for whatever reason. I've made 2 extra rules for myself because at this point my whole bookshelf is mashed potato books, because I've owned them all for like 6 months at least, because I have not bought any books in 2026 so far. So they're all from 2025 and before. And I actually am a little bit ashamed to say I have a lot of books from previous years that I have not read yet. I don't have any excuses. Maybe my main excuse is I used to be a bookseller, so I still have a few books from that era of my life that I would love to go back to. But actually looking at my bookshelf right now, that's a lie. These are all just books I've acquired in the last couple of years. Some of them may be older than a couple of years old. Anyway, Ariel and Raylene have come up with a little bingo card that I'm going to try and complete. And so there are 3 bookish prompts and a movie prompt, which is watch a mashed potato movie, which I have not picked yet. So that's fine. I'm not here to talk about mashed potato movies. I'm here to talk about mashed potato books. I have made 2 extra rules for myself for this challenge. One is the books have to be on my physical TBR, which I guess is already part of the challenge, but I guess you could have included your digital TBR. I'm not, because I have way too many physical books, so no digital TBR for me. And the second rule is I must have bought this book before 2025. So not a book I bought last year, it's gotta be older than that. So this is all 2024 and before. The first one is to read a classic, and actually I have 2 classics in this pile, but I had to make a choice for the second prompt. First book that I want to read in May, I've had this on my shelf for probably at least 2 years now. Narcissus and Goldman by Hermann Hesse. Hesse, I don't know I should know how to pronounce that name, I still don't know. I've read 2 of his books before and I liked both of them. I read Demian and what was the title of the other one? It was a very short one. Where is his bibliography? How does the Penguin Modern Classics collection not include a bibliography? That's crazy. Anyway, I've read 2 of his books, and you know I've had this on my shelf for a while when it's kind of getting like yellow specks on the pages and in the book. I think this is one of his lesser known novels, if I'm not mistaken. I very well could be, but it's part of the Modern Classics collection, so I'm going to count that as a classic, even though it's from the 20th century, like it's not that old. Let me read you the blurb. 2 men become friends in a medieval monastery. Narcissus, dark and serious, and Goldman, sunny, childlike, and reckless. When Goldman realizes he is not meant for a life of self-denial, he sets off on the road in search of experience, becoming entangled in the extremes of a world dominated by sin, plague, and war, until many years later he encounters Narcissus one final time. Bringing to life the Middle Ages in all their beauty and horror, Hesse's profound masterpiece of the imagination explores friendship, love, death, fate, and the true meaning of freedom. So that's going to be my classic for this challenge. The second prompt for this challenge is to read your shortest book. And for that I had 2 books that could have fit. I put back the other one. Arguably the other one is actually shorter because the writing in the one that I picked is much smaller, but I am more interested in the one I'm currently holding. It's another classic, Fahrenheit 451 by Ray Bradbury. Do I have to say anything about this book? I'm not sure. I don't think I do. I'm actually not gonna read you the blurb because it's such a famous novel, and I like to go into my classics a little bit blind. I know the broad strokes, but I don't want to know too much because I think it'll ruin it a little bit. I'm a little bit nervous about Fahrenheit 451. Not gonna lie, I think the writing style might be a little bit dry for me, but I don't know. I think that's just an assumption. I think that's a me thing. I'm a little bit nervous because it is so highly regarded. But it's time. It's time. And the third book on my list is a book that was recommended by a friend or a family member. And as you can see, this one's a tome. I was looking for a book that wasn't this thick to fit this prompt, and I did have one, but it did not fit the requirement of having been acquired before 2025, so it's not happening. This one has been recommended to me by 2 friends. One recommended it to the second, who then recommended it to me, and I'd had it on my radar for a couple of years already because it's been featured on a few YouTube channels that I trust. So it is time. I had another one that was also a mammoth that fit this prompt, but I kind of want to take a little bit of a break from fantasy this month. I think this is fantasy anyway, but I think it's like a fantasy weird book, and it is Perdido Street Station by China Mieville. A classic of the weird, I want to say, but this is fairly recent. This is much more recent than the other novels that I have on my stack. This was published in 2000, so it's 26 years old. 26 years old already. I actually don't want to know too much about this book. All I know is that this is like an urban, weird fantasy of sorts. I know I just said I want to take a little bit of a break from fantasy this month. I've read a lot of fantasy in the last few months, but I think this is like a different kind of fantasy. Like the weird aspect of it really attracts me right now because I don't really read a lot of weird fiction, and I have a little bit more on my shelf, so I'm hoping this will be the gateway to that. Actually, you know what I'll do? For the books that I don't feel like reading the synopsis of myself, I will put the blurbs on the screen right now, and you can pause if you want to read them. Alright, I hope that works. I'm thinking, depending on how this looks while I'm editing, this might be something I do in the future, because I don't often read the blurbs of my books. Like, I do read the blurbs before I buy books, but I tend to forget them, and then I really like to go in blind. And sometimes I'll reread the blurb and I feel like it spoils things. Like, sometimes it gives away more than the setting. Like, the last example I can think of is the blurb of The Golden Fool by Robin Hobb, which is book 2 in the 3rd trilogy in the realm of the Elderlings. And to be honest, the back of the book gives away the entire book. Like, I read it when I was about halfway through thinking, alright, I've gotten over the blurb. Like, I would have gotten over everything in the blurb. No. It gives away the whole plot. So I found that really strange. So I tend not to reread blurbs before I go into books. That's just how I like to do it. So I think, depending on how this looks, depending on, you know, if anybody has any feedback on this, maybe we'll switch it around. But I kind of like the idea of putting the blurb on the screen for like 5 to 10 seconds and letting you pause, and then we keep on going. So that's it. This is my mashed potato May TBR. One small book, but actually probably not that small because the writing is tiny, one regular sized and one mega sized. If I can read all 3 of these, it'll be a miracle. But who knows? It's May. Miracle May. mashed potato miracle May. Who knows? Be great to get through these mashed potato books. I would feel very accomplished if I did, especially Perdido Street Station. But I am currently in the middle of like 5 books, so I don't think I'm gonna start any of these right away. I'm also on like a big non-fiction kick. I'm reading a lot of non-fiction, and that's what I gravitate most towards at the moment. So who knows? But I'll quickly go over some of the other books I want to read in May. Some other books I want to read / finish in May include Fool's Fate by Robin Hobb. I'm over halfway through, so I want to finish that. That would be great. I am also in the middle of what I talk about when I talk about Running by Haruki Murakami, which is his running / writing memoir. More running than writing. I was hoping for a little bit more writing. I was led to believe there was more about writing. I'm almost done with that one, so I will definitely be finishing it. What else am I reading? The God of the Woods by Liz Mo. I'm over halfway through that one as well, so I will definitely be finishing that this month. Then I also started, and I'm also going to finish really quickly because it's a very short book, The Democracy of Species by Robin Wall Kimmerer. All of these I've borrowed from the library. I mean, if I read all of this, I'll be very happy. This is extremely ambitious. I read between 3 to 4 books a month, and sometimes I'll have like 6 books in a month because I'm finishing up books that I started the month prior, like not because I'm reading from 6 books from start to finish. That's impossible for me, so we'll see what happens. This month it might happen because I am so far along in so many different stories, so this month might be a crazy month in terms of numbers. That's everything book-wise that I've got planned for May. I also have some crafty plans for the month, so I'll very quickly take you through those. That's gonna be like a 2-minute segment, let's be honest. First of all, I am almost finished with a vest, and I have been almost finished with this vest for like 2 months or a month and a half. The body took me like 4 weeks to make, not very long. It's the ribbing that I have been hating and that I have been putting off. I don't know what it is. I don't know why I'm not enjoying the ribbing, but it's just slowed me down. I just have not sat down to finish it because I don't know. I've just felt like, yeah, I'm almost done with this. I can start on the next project. I've started on another project. I have now decided I'm not touching that other project until I've finished this. But the thing is, because I'm not touching the other project, I'm just starting a bunch of other things. Why? I want to be able to wear this vest. It's so cute. I've done 2 beanies, and this is my first piece for myself. I'm almost done with this side. I don't have very much left, and then I have the ribbing to do for the neckline and then the other arm, which now that I'm doing it and I'm not enjoying it, I'm thinking next project that I do where I'm making a vest or anything like that, I will be doing a different kind of rim, or I will do like a different kind of neckline maybe, to try and avoid so much ribbing. I will link the video pattern for this because I found this YouTube video and I've just been following the YouTube video, which is really great. So we'll be putting that in the description if you want to make your own. It's so easy. Like, this is literally so easy, and I love that it's a ribbed look. I love this look. This is kind of like a knitted look, but it's crochet. I really like that. That's my favorite kind of look, so I'm really pleased with how it's turning out. I just need to finish it. And while I redo my ball of yarn, I shall tell you my last crafty thing that I have on the go is I've gotten into pottery recently. I just finished my beginner course like a month and something ago, and I have started a tutoring course, which is like a 5-week course, and I'm so excited to be making stuff. I'm finally gonna learn handles. I want to really learn how to do handles this month. I want to learn how to get my walls up. It's wheel throwing, I should have mentioned. I understand the beginning process now of coning, doming, and coning and doming, and creating the walls. That's all fine, but making a tall cup has been really hard, and yesterday I think I finally unlocked it, because everything I've made so far has been about that high, and everything shrinks, you know, as the clay dries it shrinks, as it goes and gets fired it shrinks. So I'm gonna end up with a bunch of small trinkets, which is fine from my beginner course. I made 4 things. I made like 2 bowl-ish, 1 kind of dish, small dish, and then 1 cup that's gonna be enough for like an espresso shot. And now I'm finally making bigger things. This is one of my favorite cups, by the way, that my boyfriend brought me back from Japan when he went. How cool is it? I would love to make something like this, actually. In May, I want to make like a really nice, you know, takeaway cup, like, you know, those ones that go up a bit and then they have like a little ceramic lid. I really want to make 1 of those at least. Potentially 2. I would love to make 2 because I want to give 1. So the one that I will make, if it's good enough, I will give. But if I can, I would love to make 2. Then I would have 1 as well for myself. And then I really want to make a matcha bowl. That's like my big goal with this course. That's been like my #1 goal ever since I've gotten into wheel throwing pottery. I want to make a proper matcha bowl. Hence why I made 2 small bowls in my beginner course. I also want to make coffee cups, taller cups, mugs, type thing. Those are all my crafty plans. One more thing is I want to write, but I don't have a quantifiable goal. I just want to write a little bit every day, or almost every day. Like if I miss a day, I have to write the next day. I think that's going okay. I started that in April because I really want to get back into writing. But I don't really have a word goal because I don't write the same thing every day. Like I don't even write 1 project. I'm kind of writing whatever comes to mind because I'm just getting back into the habit of writing every day. So I don't have any word count goals. I think my goal is more so write for 30 minutes every day. Ooh, actually, a few weeks ago, I love this green. This green's so cute. I think it would make... That actually looks really nice, wouldn't it? I was playing around with stitches and I like this. I'm thinking that would make a cool little top pattern. I don't know. I am 3 projects in and I'm already thinking I can make patterns. Okay. But I think this looks really cute, and I think, you know, if you're also into crochet, let me know. I think it kind of looks like a little corset. Like this could be a little fairy's corset, you know? And I'm thinking it would look really cute as like a full pattern. I don't know if I would do it in this cotton. But what do I know? Who am I? I think if I were to make a top with this pattern, I would like to make it with a bit of thicker yarn, perhaps, to work it up a little bit faster, and so that it would come out a little bit clearer. Like I think this is like a cute jumper pattern, maybe. See, I'm already thinking, not finishing this. I'm already thinking this now. And I'm looking at a yarn that I have and I'm like, nah, could do. Could do. That's it. That's everything I've got. I hope you enjoyed my little May plans. Let me know if you're going to be participating in the mashed potato May reading challenge. If you haven't listened to the Books Unbound podcast, I highly recommend it. You should check it out, and I'm also going to link that. Everything that I've mentioned that has like a YouTube link or any other link, like any other creators, everything is always going to be linked, so you can check them out. And I really strongly recommend that you check them out and that you check out the creator for this pattern that I cannot remember the name of right now, but check it out if you're into crochet. It's a really cool pattern. Thank you for listening, watching, whatever it is that you've done. Thank you so much. I hope you have a great week, and I will see you soon, hopefully.